Hello, this is Nick and welcome to my channel. Today I want to share with you my February Boss Babe spread. So I wanted to do a Boss Babe theme, but I couldn't find anything in my supplies that I wanted to use for the vision that I had for this spread or for this theme. So I actually went on to Etsy to look for clip art that I could use. There's literally so many Boss Babe clip art out there available at Etsy, and I had a hard time choosing because a lot of them were pink, and I'm not a pink person, and I wanted this spread to reflect me. So I had to look some more and dig some more to find something that really matches my personality. So after purchasing the clip art, I went to my computer and laid them out for print. I printed them out in sticker paper. Now we're ready to start with our spread, but before that I want to show you that page, which is my review for the month, and I always review my month at the end so that I know what to work on for the next month and what goals I need to put in. So going back to that sticker sheet that we printed out a while ago, so I'm just getting my Gyro cutter to cut the stickers out. I actually have a sticker cutting machine, but I lent it to a friend, so it's not with me, and I figured it's actually easier to do this quote-unquote manually using the Gyro cutter because it's easier, to just trace it around, and it's much faster than, setting up the machine and doing all that stuff. This is my favorite tool, and I'm gonna link to a video down below where I reviewed the Gyro cutter if you're interested about it. Anyway, more about this theme that I'm doing. I chose Boss Babe because, oh my gosh, you guys, I finally got promoted. So I wanted to celebrate that and kind of immortalize that in my bullet journal. So I chose this Boss Babe theme to represent myself. I know it's kind of conceited, but hey, I'm really celebrating here. So here I'm using my gold shimmer ink from Diamine. It's called Golden Sands. I love how gold this looks like because I don't have a gold pen, but I like really using this fountain pen ink. So I just poured it over a really small cup and used my brush to write the word Pebrero or February in Filipino. It's not very visible in the video, but this actually has shimmer on it, so it really shines and I love it. So this is how my cover page looks like. What do you think? Let's head on over now to my calendar and goals page. So for that, I would need my ruler, my fine liner, and a pencil. You'll see me going back and forth from last month's calendar to this month's calendar because I'm doing the counting of the spaces so that everything's perfectly aligned because I'm using the same layout that I did last month. I use my pencil to mark the spots where I'm gonna put in the headers or the title boxes. I don't know what to call them, and also the calendar squares, rectangles, I don't know, the calendar itself, so it's easier to line it up with the pen. So here I'm using a Tombow fine liner in 01 tip, and I like how it looks. It's thin but not too thin to ignore. It also writes like a dream. Okay, so next here I'm taking my sticky note and making a mask because I'm gonna color those headers gold, same with the same ink that I used a while ago for writing Pebrero. I love using this masking technique to help me make straight lines. It's not always perfect, but it's way better than if I do it freehand. And ever since I figured out how to do this, it's been a life changer for making my Bujo spreads. They just look really nicer, cleaner, and like it looks like someone really artistic made it, even if I'm not artistic. So you can see there's actually some ink that went over the line. That's fine. Minor mistakes don't bug me anymore, and that's because the paper tends to get saturated, so the ink seeps at the bottom. So that's why it's not always perfect, and I didn't want to waste so many sticky notes just to make this. And by the way, if you're concerned about the number of sticky notes that I'm using here, I recycle them for writing down small notes and ideas that come to me throughout the week or the month. So all the sticky notes are being reused. The tricky part here actually is doing the color for the dates because I need to use a lot of sticky notes here, but good thing that I was able to like reuse a lot of them because they didn't get too saturated. I made sure my brush wasn't too saturated with ink, so I was able to reuse all of the sticky notes that I used here for the entire monthly spread, but also I'm going to use them in the future for writing down my notes. So here I took my glass pen, took that ink, and wrote down my goals. And if you're not familiar with how I do my monthly spreads, you can actually go to my other videos, and I'll link to them down below, discussing how I use this part of my calendar to list down my goals. But right now I'm just listing down my goals for each facet of my life. I used to have 5. I did 6 here in February. I added social media. It had its own category, so it doesn't get lost with all the goals that I have. But basically, this is what I'm doing here. And I am just coloring it as I go, making the headers as I go, to make sure that I have ample space for each facet, or ample space to write down the goals for each facet of my life. What I like about doing my goals this way is that I can easily spot the goals that I want to work on when doing my weekly goals and tasks. And also it makes it easier for me to achieve my annual goals rather, because I have divided them into their specific topics. And it worked for me so much in 2020 that I'm doing it again for 2021. And since I have this big space here at the bottom, I didn't want to put anything else, so I just wrote the month with the same ink that I've been using. So everything's using the same ink so that it's all cohesive, versus my January, which was so not cohesive. And so there, and then we're bringing in the stickers again, so I'm cutting them using my Gyro cutter and decorating the spread with the same set of stickers that I used for the cover, so that again everything is cohesive. So here I'm just gonna write down the labels. On here I'm gonna write for my goals, so that's layunin in Filipino, and then on the right I'm gonna write talaan for calendar because this is the calendar side. Then I'm gonna finish off the headers for the calendars using the Filipino terms for the days of the week, and then labeling the calendar. And I just love how perfectly rectangle February is this year. And then again using my stickers to decorate, lots of stickers. I love using stickers. And then here I'm looking at my future log to make sure that I'm writing everything down. And this is why I love the bullet journaling system and the system that I've developed out of it, because everything has a place and everything is, and I can remind me over and over again because there's a spot for it somewhere in my bullet journal. And now let's start with the next spread, which is my finance spread. This is where I put in my budget for the month, and also where I attempt to list down my expenses, but I usually fail because whenever I make big purchases, I don't write it down because it's against, quote-unquote, against what I wanted to accomplish, which is to save money. So here is the bare bones of it. I opted to highlight or color first before writing the lines, so that, I don't know why I did that. It's just what happened, but overall it's fine. And now I'm just writing the headers. So I have a header for the expenses that I do monthly, and then the subscriptions that I have active, and then at the bottom are the budget, because I get paid twice a month, so the budget for those paydays. And then on the right was my expense tracker. So now we're gonna decorate it using the same stickers again that I've been using. That's why I've printed so many different copies of the stickers with the theme that I wanted, so that I can use it for the entire spread or the entire monthly pages. I don't know if you can tell, but this girl with the planner is my favorite sticker, and that's why it's on all of the pages. I also printed food and drinks because I love eating food while working and also drinking my tea while working. So it's all part of this work desk vibe that I'm going for my boss babe theme. Here's a flip through of my February pages, and I hope you like my pages, and let me know what you think about it. It's been a while since I did a themed spread. Thank you for watching. Bye.